If you want a new outcome, you will have to break the habit of being yourself and reinvent a new self. Joe Dispenza. This speaks perfectly to the fact that your business breakthrough is not on the other side of a new strategy, but on the other side of a new you. And you have already begun this process. You've gotten clarity from the workbook in episode 1. You've started to repeat and act from higher level resourceful thoughts in the self-talk makeover from episode number 2. You've installed a new PowerPoint and have anchoring techniques to change your state at any time in number 3. And all of these tools are changing your programming, creating a new you, and creating a new last act, rewriting that final script that your brain had as a limiting program. And what I've got to share with you today is the reason why 95% of people will still fail to achieve their breakthrough. And of course, how you can be the 5% of people who do. Are you ready to find out what that is? So let's dive right in. The reason that 95% of people will fail to achieve their breakthrough and create the life that they want to live versus the one they've been conditioned to believe is available can be summed up in one word: commitment. And it's not that they're not committed, but rather what they are choosing to be committed to. Because we are all committed to something. We all have a strategy for commitment. But maybe you've got to look at whether you're committed to comfort or growth, certainty or change, fast food or fresh food, old stories or new creations, limitation or abundance, working out or the remote control. Like, we're all committed somewhere. I had a coach who once said, "You are committed to the results that you have." And that really hurt. Basically, what he was saying was, if you've had the same results, like month in, month out, year in, year out, that shows what you're committed to. And so now, for those of you that are shouting at me saying, "Yeah, but Louise, I am committed. I'm always trying to make this work and I'm doing all this stuff and I'm never quitting." I hear you. I had pretty much exactly the same reaction when my coach said that. Like, you've committed to the results that you've got. And I was like, ouch, no, I haven't. But when I had a look back, I looked at all the stopping and starting. I looked at frequently changing your mind about what you do and what you should do and all of that. And signing up for new programs and strategies and downloads, thinking that that thing is going to be the answer, and second guessing yourself and always looking at what others are doing and having that FOMO. That's a commitment, but it's a commitment to playing out and confirming your existing program. It's commitment to fighting for your limitations. It's your brain's way of getting you to commit to the comfort that comes with the certainty of staying where you are. And commitment in your business, commitment to grow your business and have your business breakthrough, is going to require some new stuff from you. It's going to require that you choose one strategy and stick with it, probably for 90 days minimum. That you're going to evaluate your results regularly for data about what to do next, leading into that discomfort of possibly doing less, but doing it better. Taking the belief that unwanted results are not personal, they're just data. Only working on the needle movers and deleting, delegating, or deferring the rest out. So the $1 million question is, why do you not commit to something that you want so badly? Well, number one, we've already discussed this, is that if you don't have a program that doesn't support it, it's going to be awfully difficult to make that happen. Which means, number two, that your brain completely freaks out when you try and change what you already have. And number three is that you have to become a new you. And I'm going to put a caveat on that, because I don't want it to imply that you're not enough. When I talk about becoming a new you, I think it's actually more about remembering what you was born as, which is your infinite potential and possibility, because you are a creative being, like you're an extension of the universe. So let's just get that definition. It's not like that you're not enough, it's just remembering actually the truth of who you are. Number four, that self-talk and anchoring are simple, in the moment techniques that you can use right now to shift the way you feel and act. And number five, most people will not do this work because they don't think it's big enough, because it won't work. It will take too long. And that's why we get 95% of people having the same results over and over and over again, because they're committed to the thoughts that they're having that fight for their limitations in their brain. And so as we come into this high performance coaching and strategy pillar, we can dive a little bit deeper into what actually might be going on in your brain and what strategies are available to you to help you rewire your brain for that business breakthrough and long-term success and joy. So I thought about it and I thought, well, what's going to benefit you the most? We've talked about the mind brain in a bit more detail. We've talked about the energy and frequency in more detail. And I was like, what's going to be the biggest booster for you right now? And I think it's something, number one, is going to help you take the blame away from yourself. Something that we're all really good at is putting ourselves down and making out that it's something about us, that we're not good enough. We lack something compared to other people who we deem as successful. Well, what I'm going to share with you now is going to prove to you that actually it's your brain that's sabotaging you. And at the same time, you now get to choose if you're going to continue being committed to that. So helping to have an understanding of why it's so hard to change and why it's so difficult to commit to something you want so bad, you have to have an awareness of what you fear. Or in other words, what is going on in your brain that makes it so hard. So there are 3 pains that as human beings, we are all wired to avoid. These pains will challenge your commitment. These pains will have your brain always choosing safety. Your brain will always opt out of discomfort unless you direct it otherwise. So these 3 pains, pain number 1 is loss. What might I lose if I go ahead with this? What potential for loss have I got? One of the things I want you to keep in mind first and foremost is remember that your brain likes comfort because it's certainty is comfort. Comfort is certainty. Your brain interprets that as, okay, they're safe from danger, and anything that kind of threatens that is going to put it into like a survival mode, right? So what might you lose apart from comfort? Is there any fear of relationships changing? Do you feel like you might lose independence? Do you feel like you might lose time? Do you feel like you might lose identity? The next one is process. How hard is this going to be? Am I the kind of person that can take that level of discomfort? Do I have what it takes? What is this process going to feel like for me? And then finally is the outcome pain. What happens if I do all of this and it doesn't work? Or I do it and it doesn't, and I don't like it? Or I do it and I end up in exactly the same place? Or I do it and. So loss pain, process pain, and outcome pain. And unconsciously all the time, as you start to go towards your goals, your brain is offering you the results of avoiding these pains. And unless you can use your mind, your higher power, your will, your infinite potential, your determination to redirect your brain, you will always see the result of your brain's safety mechanisms. And you just can't create from that place. So business breakthrough number 4, which I'm about to share with you now, is all about helping you to raise your awareness of how what you fear and how it's showing up for you so that you can create something different. And I'm giving you part of the homework from the high performance coaching framework that I give my one-to-one clients. And you're going to use this as a journaling exercise to excavate the real hidden reasons that you haven't been committed to your success in the way that is needed. So it's not that you haven't, and it's just remember, you didn't know all this information I've given you over the last 4 episodes. So cut yourself some slack, stop beating yourself up. You've now got new information. You're implementing the information. You're doing something different. You will see different results, period. Okay. And once you've revealed these hidden motivations, you can create thoughts from episode number 2 to activate the courage that is required to make the necessary changes inside your business. I'm going to read out the journaling questions. I'm also going to put them in the show notes for you so you don't have to worry about writing them down. So the first one, I haven't changed or chased my dreams with more courage and commitment because I'm afraid I might lose ... Number 2, I'm afraid the process might bring on these hardships in my life ... And I haven't changed or chased my dreams with more courage and commitment because I'm afraid that despite all of the efforts, the outcome might not be so good and I could end up ... Okay, so we're looking at what might I lose, what hardships might happen, how might that process pain impact me, and what might the outcome be. Like I say, don't panic. I will write them in the show notes for you. When you've journaled on those, when I overcome all of my fears and have the courage to take action and improve my life, my life will be different in this way ... right? These are really important questions. So I had to answer these questions myself actually back in I think it was June, and when I was doing my coaching research, and it was really quite an eye opener. And I've been doing this a long time, right? And I'm still getting ahas from doing the homework that I give to my clients. So please give your breakthrough the commitment that it deserves by doing this funnel exercise. On top of that, if you have not yet done the business breakthrough quiz yet, why not? Because you will actually find out where your personal block is. And I'm going to send you, your whole report will come to you in your email with, more unique details to you about where your block is and what you need to do, with instantly actionable steps to start creating that breakthrough. Plus, I give you a 5-day follow-up with more tips, tools, and resources. So grab that in the show notes as well. Now, listen. If you're determined that now is the time to succeed in your business, this is where your commitment truly starts. If your brain is already trying to talk you out of it, notice it. Notice what old story it's giving you that you've listened to before and stayed in the same place, doing the same thing. Notice how it's in control of the final act. That must stop now. You must be prepared to do something different. Prioritize the exercises that I've given you over the last 4 episodes. You'll notice that most of these exercises are things that you can just add a slot into your days so easily in a couple of minutes. The journaling exercises, they can be a one and done, or you can keep using them. None of this is going to take massive time away from your business. And notice if there's a story that if you're not in your business, you're not growing it. Right now, the growth in your business requires the growth of you. So it just looks different for you at the moment. Take the quiz and look out for the emails so you can start doing the action steps there. Because remember, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. Now, there are 3 final episodes in this bonus series, and the last 3 are about the 3 foundational elements, I guess, of your business that will guarantee your success. It's less about steps. It's more about like, you need to have this in place. You need to have this in place. You need to have this in place, because I can pretty much guarantee a business breakthrough if you put those in. Remember, transformation is implementation, not more information. So I'm wrapping this one up now. Make sure you've got yourself, you know where you're at. Notice the stories, notice how well you've been implementing thus far. Have a word with yourself if you haven't been, and then head over and meet me back in episode number 5 in just a couple of ticks.